Hello everyone, in today's video we'll see how AutoCeph, which is a 2D cephalometric analysis software, it assists in orthodontic and maxillofacial surgeons to perform analysis. We can do various cephalometric analysis with this software. Let's see the features. 17 lateral analysis can be done, 3 posterior anterior analysis, automatic curve tracing, and many more. And it was developed by Central Scientific Instruments Organization, Chandigarh, India, in collaboration with Center for Dental Education and Research, AIIMS, New Delhi, India, and it is available for free. You can go to this website and download your required software and then get started. And after installation, this is the interface you will see. Now let's log in. And after you provide the login ID, username and password, username is generally your Gmail account, and there to initiate any analysis you need to do patient registration first. I am showing you step by step how to do lateral cephalogram analysis. Unlike WebSafe, which can detect the landmarks with support from artificial intelligence cloud-based database, in this AutoCeph software you need to mark the landmarks manually. That will give more accurate results, and you can do different and to detect the landmarks there are prompts. What is the landmark about, what is its definition, what is its tentative location, everything is shown, so it is quite simple. Let's see. I am going to register one patient. Let's see how many I have already done and how much is left. From 31st I'll do from 31st Orsita Rai. Okay, now I'm gonna do this Orsita Rai. Orsita and she is female. I don't know, 16. So I need to enter her date of birth, 2009. Now it's 16. That's good. Now after you have created a patient, you need to upload the cephalogram, and here you can choose for what analysis you are using this AutoCeph. I am for lateral analysis, and it is pre-treatment lateral ceph, and you just enter the date when the X-ray was taken and browse the file. So I am here for, I have already entered the patient, so let's see. This is her lateral cephalogram. Now before doing any analysis, I need to calibrate the ceph. It means what is the actual distance between any 2 points on the lateral cephalogram. What is the scale? Here you can see a ruler, so according to this we can calibrate the ceph. Let's do that. Now I am going to zoom it, and the zoom pen is here on the right. I am clicking exactly at this line, and 5, 10, 15. I'm again clicking exactly at this line. Now this is 15 millimeters in real, so I'm inputting this 15 millimeter. Now the calibration factor comes to be 0.09. Now automatic prompt mode, if we toggle this on, then all the landmarks which are need to be plotted to perform this analysis will be listed here. Now let's begin with cella. It is a midpoint of cella torsica. Where it is? Quite simple. Nasion. Now let's mark the nasion. Nasion is the most anterior. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. Most anterior point on the frontonasal suture in the mid-sagittal plane. So in the mid-sagittal plane, this is the frontonasal suture. So I am clicking it right here. Orbital, the inferiormost point on the infraorbital rim. This is the infraorbital rim, and the inferiormost point is this one. A point hard. Point A is the deepest point on the curve of the maxilla between the anterior nasal spine and the dental alveolus. This is the anterior nasal spine, and this is the deepest point on the curvature. Similarly, point B, it is the most posterior point in the concavity along the anterior border of the mandibular symphysis. So I'm marking it here, point B. Pogonian. Pogonian is the most anterior point on the mandibular symphysis. So this is Pogonian. And Gnathian, most anterior and inferior point on the mandibular symphysis. And Menton, most inferior point on the mandibular symphysis. Now let's move to Gonian, most inferior and posterior point on mandibular corpus. Most inferior and most posterior it is. Since there are two borders, so let's take the average one. Here is the Gonian. A Porian, most superior point on the cephalostat's ear rod. A most superior point, so it is this. This is the Machine Porian. However, I prefer taking the anatomic Porian. Here it is the Porian, so I am taking this point. Apex of the upper incisor. This is the upper incisor, and here is the apex. Similarly, tip of the upper incisor, tip of the lower incisor, apex of the lower incisor, anterior point on the occlusal plane, the point bisecting the vertical overlap between the incisors, so I am taking this point. And posterior point on the occlusal plane is the point where the mesiobuccal cusp of the maxillary molar meets with the mandibular molars, so it is somewhere around here. Okay, now all the landmarks which are required for Downs analysis is already plotted, and once you have plotted these landmarks, if the same landmarks are to be plotted in another analysis, you need not replot it. So for Steiner's analysis, we need just three additional points. So let's see condylion, a point located on the superior posterior contour of the mandible, and this is the condyle. Here it is the condylion. That is almost at the porion, so I'm gonna change it a bit here is the condyle. Okay, that's fine. Cusp tip of upper molar. Cusp tip of upper molar is somewhere here, and cusp tip of lower molar is somewhere here. That's fine. Now analysis of vertical facial heights. Anterior nasal spine. You can see the ANS quite clearly here. Articular is the point of intersection of the posterior border of the ramus and the basilar part of the occipital bone. Means it is somewhere around here. Because of the two borders of the ramus, I have taken the average. And in width analysis, all the points are already marked. In the joke analysis, posterior nasal spine, it is here. And in McNamara's analysis, Bayesian is here, and pterygomaxillary point PTM, it is the most superior and posterior point on the pterygomaxillary fissure. Here is the pterygomaxillary fissure and the most superior and posterior point. We can take it this one. Okay, this is the PTM point. Now I have marked many landmarks which are required for analysis, so I will save this. Saved successfully. Now I need the report. The very useful feature I find it is quite easy. Once you select all the landmarks, see report of which landmarks, which analysis you need, you can tick it and you can generate the report. For example, I will need these 7 different type of analysis reports, so I'll click OK. Just in one click, the report generation is quite fast. And what is the analysis mean, what is the mean value for Indian, and what is the observed value, it is also being displayed here. And we can save it as AutoCeph reports, and this is my 31st case, so 31st. Now I have saved it. That is successfully saved. And if you need to do another analysis, you can start with patient registration and filling the details and uploading another lateral cephalogram. It's quite easy. All the database gets stored in your registered account. Once you sign in, all this data, all the uploaded cephalograms come here, and within few minutes you can perform all the analysis, and it's quite accurate. You can see here validation of this software has been done. A comparison of cephalometric measurements obtained from 2 computerized cephalometric softwares with manual tracings. It was done on AutoCeph, and 50 pre-treatment lateral cephalograms was done, and 2 softwares were used, Dolphin and AutoCeph, and a high level of agreement for cephalometric measurements was obtained. Similarly, for PA analysis and for superimposition analysis also, AutoCeph is a valid software we can use by trusting this. If you have any difficulty regarding this AutoCeph software use, you can comment down in the comment section below. I'll be glad to help you always. Thanks for staying subscribed. See you in the next video.